Hello everybody, welcome back. It's Saturday night. Let's hope you're not out partying, but you're at home watching us doing our craft along. I hope you had a lovely afternoon. We've had a great afternoon. I tell you what, Corinne and I have not stopped talking. And I mean, not stopped talking. I think, you know, even when we were making cups of tea, we were still blah, 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 chatting away. And we'll be the same tomorrow, I'm sure, won't we?
And tonight when we get back to the house.
Exactly. So we've got a fantastic craft along for you with the Cascading Card Kit, which is absolutely beautiful. If you saw it on the show earlier today, they are really beautiful cards that you can make, and the colours are just absolutely fantastic. So Corinne is here today. Corinne and I are both going to be here all weekend. And Corinne, you're going to show us something a little bit different with this craft along.
Right, now, just let's take it back to basics. So your Cascading Card Kit is a massive kit. So you're going to get everything you need to make 20 cards. 20 cards, that's vast.
That's a lot.
With 856 pieces in this kit, of which that includes 20 envelopes. So you're going to get everything from the card, you know, the cascading bit for the card blank, the envelopes, and then all the bits to decorate them. So it's absolutely brilliant. And the colourways are beautiful. And I've just set out the 5 different colourways that you've got here. So you've got this sort of gorgeous yellow and what would you call that? Magenta?
Or like fuchsia colour.
Yeah. Then we've got this gorgeous yellow, which is all sort of like your bees, your honeycomb. I love that. Then this one is the one, the colour that we were doing earlier, that gorgeous teal and pink, really pretty. This is the colour I'm going to work with. I've given that one to Becky, but she could change it if she wanted to. Is the pink, the peaches, and then you've got this lovely lilac. So you can see you're going to be able to make 4 of each of these from your card kit. I thought that's absolutely fine. But that's not a 2-hour craft along, Becky.
No.
We could make all 5 of those and we'd be done very quickly. And that's the whole point of this, is it's something that you can pop out and make your cards done really quickly. So I thought, what can I do that's a little bit different? So I don't know how many of you have seen on social media, but this is what we're going to do. We're going to make this little gift bag with the sort of bow. It's supposed to look a bit like a bow at the top. This is about as thick paper as you can do this, because any thicker and it won't make that bow effect at the top. And I've put a little ribbon round it. So when we open it up, you can see you get so many elements. I've done loads of decoupage on the front, but when you open up the little gift bag, so instead of having an envelope, it's a little gift bag, and inside it's, you know, you've got the little gusset on the envelope, on the bag. It's really easy. We're going to make this little, so this stands up because we put some hook and loop on, but it's going to make this gorgeous gatefold card, and inside is your cascading card kit. So that was just got a little bit
so pretty.
A little bit stuck there. There we go. Let's just go on there like that. So if you are crafting along with us, I hope you can do this. But isn't that beautiful, just coming out of the card base? Now I've used the Say It With Flowers papers on here, but you can use any that you want that just sort of work in the right colourway. Okay. So that's what we're going to make. We're going to make the cascading element. Yeah. We're going to make the card blank, and we're going to make the little gift bag as well. Fantastic. And as you might have picked up, Becky's going to craft with us, because we don't have anybody on the phone line or the Skype.
I'm really excited about this because I think these are absolutely beautiful. And when I saw the project that Corinne's going to be making, I was like, I want to have a go. And luckily, they've let me have a go. Yes. I may get a little bit messy with the glue, but you know, it doesn't matter. We're going to have a bit of fun.
We are.
I was going to say, lots of people are messaging in to say hello first of all while you're getting yourself organised. Robin says, good evening. Good afternoon from very chilly, crazy cold Connecticut. Sam McDonald says, good evening, Corinne and Becky. Good evening, all from a grey Darlington. It is grey, you're right. It is grey. All Things Wonderful said, good evening from Yvonne. Sam McDonald says, sorry I did not catch Crafters TV as I spent the day at the Chesterfield store and celebrated my birthday in store. Did you have cake?
Did you have buy nice goodies? What did you buy?
Yeah, we want to know what you bought. I've not been to a store yet.
No, me neither. Should we go together? Should we go on a road trip? Me and you to a store?
Actually, are you all right just carrying... Oh, they'll be shut now, won't they?
Yeah.
I was going to say, you got all right just crafting along. We'll go to the store. Yeah, I've not been to a store yet. I mean, I've go to some odd stores where they've got the products. I've not been to an actual store. There's not one near me. So we would need to do a little bit of a road trip.
Yeah.
We'll do that.
Okay.
We'll do that a day. We'll film it. We'll film a little road trip for ourselves. And Lynn Harvey says, hi again, Becky Corrine, the CCTV crew, wonderful social media superstar and everyone. And good evening from San Antonio. This is from Adriana, listening as I get ready to pamper myself. Ooh, getting my hair done and then a facial. Oh, that sounds very nice.
It does.
And we've got...
But you see, surely you've got to have the facial before you get your hair done.
Oh, well...
I would. Because if you get your hair done...
Yeah, sometimes they rub stuff in your hair, don't they?
Yeah, I would be going for the facial, then my hair done.
Did I tell you the story about when I went and had a massage? So I love a massage. Yeah. And I was very relaxed in the massage. And afterwards I said, oh, that was lovely. I think I fell asleep. And the masseuse said, yeah, you did. And I said, did I snore? She went, no, but you dribbled on my foot. So now I'm really worried whenever I go and have a massage.
I'm trying to...
No, because you know you've got that.
You're doing that bit, yes.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry, I'm still on facial and I'm like, yeah, no, I dribble on her foot.
I dribbled on her foot, so I've never gone back to her. Even though she was a very good masseuse. Very embarrassing. Right, so we're going to get started.
Yes.
What should we need first of all?
We need to see what we're going to use first, don't we? We need to look at them at the ingredients list first. Oh, it's disappeared. We don't have it. Okay, I will tell you what you need. So the most important thing you need is you need your Cascading Card Kit. You need the 2 elements that make up a single card. Whether you're doing it in the peach, the yellow, the magenta, whichever colour, lilac, whichever colour you want, but make sure you've got a left and a right. You know what they are because on the back it's plain, so you can see quite clearly you've got a left and a right. Okay. You need some orange and some green card if you're going to do if you're doing the peach one, so you can see my colours work beautifully. If you're doing another one, pick a different colour card. You need some 12 by 12 cardstock to do the bag, and I feel that 6 by 6 paper is better to do the little card with because you've got a smaller print. Yeah. I've just knocked a bow off. I'll put that back on in a minute. So those are the... Oh, and you need some white cardstock and a little bit of cream. So that's your main bit for that. Then you need your other basic things. So I've got a guillotine, a scoreboard. I've got some little circle dies and a die cutting machine just to do some mats and layers. Now I'm going to go through most of the glue. So I've got out my Collal glue, my Collal universal glue and my tacky glue, and I've also got out a 3D glue as well. You just use which ones you want. I've also recommend you use some red liner tape. So you need all the bits that go with that. So I've got tweezers, pokey tool, scoring tools, scissors, and then a couple of pens. I've got a green and an orange just to do some edging of my cardstock with. And then the other bit you need some ribbon to tie the bag, and you need some little hook and loops. Oops, there they go. They are put them there. Some little hook and loops bits so that you can close the gatefold card. Okay. And that, I think, is it. If I think of anything else, I will let you know. I will let you know. Fantastic. Okay. I have written out some instructions that I've given Becky a set as well, and I will take a picture of these and I will envisage to get them up on the website, on my Facebook page later tonight, and so that you've got those as well. Okay, so let's do the first bit. So pick whichever cascading card you want to do, get your left and your right, and let's just poke all the bits out so that you know that you've got them, and so we can pop those out. So they should just all pop out. So they are all pre-die cut. Just be careful, because when you come to some of the flowers, you just need to be careful with the little pips. So take out one of those and one of those. So there we go. You've got your left and your right. And you can see the little slots on them are on the alternative one. So you've got, look, the 2 outside ones and then there. So I'm going to put that to one side. And then I'm going to poke all of these out. And they should poke out really easily. Just do it nice and carefully. If any get caught, just give them a little wiggle, and that's how to do it. In a bit, we're going to sort of split them into 3 elements. The bits that are going to go on the cascading card, the bit that's going to go on the front of the gatefold card, and the bits that are going to go on the front of the gift bag. Okay. We'll sort that in a minute. So this, because of all the fact that this is all sort of die cut, these make amazing things to make when you're travelling. You know, if you've got a caravan or something like that, and you want to do a bit of craft, but you don't want to take your whole craft room with you, these would be great, wouldn't they? Now, the only thing I'm going to die cut is a couple of circles. So you could die cut some circles before you go away. You don't have to die cut. You could hand cut a few bits, shapes out, for the front. It's entirely up to you. You could close it using one of these die cuts if you wanted to.
Yeah.
You don't have to have circles like I'm going to. It's entirely up to you. There we go. I mean, I'm sure some clever people could make stencils out of some of these shapes would make brilliant stencils.
Well,
So-
actually, even the waist of this, because you've got it printed on both sides with those colours, it'd be great if you're going to be using some of those little tiny sequin dies that we've got.
Yes.
For shaker cards, wouldn't it? When
Yeah.
you've got the two sides of the
when
card.
when you're doing those sequins, it's really good to have double-sided. Otherwise, you can guarantee when you pop them in your card, the white side always pops up, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
I love it. You've got like 2 bows, you've got all the sentiments, everything. The card I made this morning, we didn't get through a fraction of the
not at all.
die cuts at all. So, it's really, really good like that. Let's pop those out of there. And then, there we go. Nearly done that. Ooh. And I love how you get different die cuts on the left and on the right. So it's not just like double, it's not double of everything, it's different ones. I've just caught that one, so I'm just going to trim.
It's when you do the little butterflies, just need to be quite careful with the antennae, don't you?
Yeah, it is. I think the butterflies are the ones I probably struggled with most, but it doesn't take much doing. Just get rid of all those bits. There we go. So I have poked all of those bits out of there. So I'm going to take those and I'm just going to pop all of it. Look how much you get. Look at all of those. There is so much. Flowers, sentiments. This is such a pretty. Thank you so much for everything you do. May good cheer and comfort surround you. For a truly amazing friend. And then you've got some little ones here wishing you well. There are so many of everything. Have you popped all those out, Becky?
I have.
Right, so I'm just going to pop those to one side.
Yep.
And we will use those in a minute, but we can do that. But I think you have to pick which one you're going to do so that you know what colours and everything you're going to work with. So
Yeah, because they're all quite different colour-wise,
They are, aren't they?
Which is nice,
Yes.
rather than everything being very similar.
It is. OK, so the first thing you're going to do is take some multi-purpose cardstock. And what I want you to do is just cut it to 4.7 inches by 8 inches.
Okay.
Now, a piece of multi-purpose cardstock is 8 1/4.
Right.
So we can cut it across the shortest. So it's this card is really economical. You could actually get 2 of these out of each one.
Okay.
So I'm going to pop it in landscape.
Yeah.
And I'm going to cut it to 4.75. And I love that this guillotine, I can see I've got a straight line there. Everything's cutting lovely and square. And then I can spin it round and cut it to 8 inches. Look at that. And I just cut off that little 1/4 inch. There we go. And this is your card base. I'm going to just put that to one side. So I'm going to bring my scoreboard in. And there's 2 ways to do this. So pop it onto the side. We're going to work on the... Are you nearly there?
No, do you know what I cut? So the first bit was 4 and
3/4.
4 and 3/4. And then the next one was 8 and...
No, just 8.
Just
Straight
8.
8. So you just should cut off the tiniest
No,
quarter of an inch.
mine's a lot more than that. What's wrong with me?
Oh, did you cut yours down the length of your card? That's fine.
Oh, I've done it right then.
Yes,
I've done it right.
4.75 by 8.
4.75 by 8. No, it's not. Oh dear. 4. Yeah, now it's 4.75 by 8.
That's okay.
Oh dear, you can't take me anywhere, can you?
It's fine. It's fine.
Right. Yeah,
Right.
I'm good.
Okay, so I'm going to pop it onto my scoreboard, butting up to the left-hand side.
Yep.
Because those are your true figures. And then we're going to score. Are you ready? You got yours on?
I'm getting there. I'm
You're
getting there.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
We're going to score at 1.75, so there isn't a marking, but it's basically 2 notches in from 2.
2 notches in from 2. I need to do this
Yep.
up higher, don't I? 2 notches in from 2. 1, 2.
There we
Yeah.
go. Then we're going to go to 2.25. So 4 little grooves away, basically. And that's the width, that's the gusset of our card. Now you can then score at the other end,
Yep.
which is 5.75 and 6.25, or spin it round,
Right.
and then go 1.75 again and 2.25. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So
you've
that's
got this-
4 below 2.
2 below 2.
2 below 2. 1.
And 2 above 2.
2 above 2.
Yeah.
Above 2. Yeah, super.
There we go. Okay, so then we can just burnish on those lines. So first one goes to there. There you go. And you should have lovely square right angles on this. So just when you're about to burnish, just make sure you've made everything nice and square. And you should then look, you see how that goes along.
Yep.
Just there. Should work nicely. Do the other one, making sure it's all burnished. And then the next one goes up to there and burnish to there. And so then when we open it, put it together, you should see, if we put it like that, everything then matches up. Can you see you've got effectively a bit like a box?
Yep.
Has yours worked nicely?
Yep.
Yep, perfect. There we go. All right, so that is our card blank made. So then, now when I made mine, look, I decorated the inside because I thought it looked nice. Oops, that's a piece that's just popped off. And I also decorated all sides of the back.
Okay.
Or the outside.
Yeah.
Because for me, it adds strength and rigidity, but it also means that when you look around...
Yeah, you can see it from all angles.
Yeah, you can see it from all angles. So what we do with the orange, we then repeat with the green.
Okay.
Okay, so let's take some... I've got some orange linen card, and this I took from the Say It With Flowers, just because I was using the paper, so it all worked. So if our card base is 4.75 high, so
Yep.
if that is there, everything we're going to work on the matte layers is going to be 4.5, because I always... Personally, I decrease by 1/4 of an inch. So, again, put my card in landscape. I'm then going to cut this to 4.5 inches. Yep. Don't worry about how wide, just get it to the height. So that's 8, it's the width of your A4. Oh yeah, you've got a 12 by 12, but that's fine.
So this one is 8?
No, because what we're going to then do is we're going to cut 2 pieces of 1.5 wide. So 1.5, yeah,
Yep.
and another one, just there, and then one at 3.25, so 3.25. So you should have 2 that are 1.5 and 1 that is 3.25.
Yep.
So we need to do the same with the green.
Okay.
So, card in landscape, because then you're maximising your card. You're not wasting any card. So, 4.5 high, 4.5. There we go. And then we need 2 pieces of 1.5. There we go, 1.5. Is anybody asking questions? I'll give you a pause at this point once we've got these cut, just in case anybody's got any questions.
Lots of people saying hello. Terry says hello from Ohio. Another one from my Corrine library. Plan to craft along, but sudden neck spasms, so we'll rest and watch. Or maybe a hot water bottle around your neck to get those long hot water bottles. Lots of people looking forward to seeing what we're doing. No questions at the moment. I think everyone is just following along.
Okay.
So all good. So 1.5, wasn't it? 2, 1.5, and the other one was
3.25.
3.25.
So if you can see on here, you see I've got 2. They should all be identical. So I've got 2 pieces, 1 in orange, 1 in green, like that, and 4 pieces, 2 in orange, 2 in green, at the 1.5 by 4.5. So really easy. If ever you've struggled, then just use your white as a template. Can you see? You can just see it should all fit on there perfectly. So then it's about choosing which papers you want to use for your mats and layers.
Okay.
I've given you a whole booklet so you can choose.
Oh, what a choice. What a choice.
I've chosen a peach one to go on the orange and a green one to go on the green. But that's entirely up to you. It's your project. You pick which ones you want to use.
Excellent.
So Becky's picking hers. And the reason I use this, because I'm going to make my gift bag out of the same one in the 12 by 12.
Okay.
You see. The reason I use the 6 by 6 on the small one is because if I want to cut a piece out for a mat and layer for that, can you see? I'm not even going to get whole flowers in it.
No.
I love my 12 by 12, but when I want small pieces like this, and especially small pieces to go on there, the print's too big. Look at that, the leaf is wider than that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whereas if I drop it down onto the 6x6, for me, it works. That's just the way my mind thinks. That's how I like to do it. Okay, so you can even do this. If you say, I do them together, but that's up to you whether you feel happy to do that.
Okay.
So if you remember, the white card, the green card was 4.5 inches high. So we're going to drop that down by 1/4 of an inch again. And we're now going to cut to 4.25 or 4.25 inches. Hold that down, and I cut through both together. I always just keep putting it back together. Now, I'll let you do that, and then I'll see if you can follow my logic.
Logic?
Logic.
Oh, absolutely not. There's no way I'll be able to follow the logic.
Okay. Now, this piece here is 1.5 inches wide.
Yep.
That means my mat layer needs to be 1.25.
Yep.
And that's starting to get quite snug on here. This is 6 inches wide.
Yep.
So 1.25 off 6 inches is 4.75.
Okay.
So what I do is I do 4.75, because then I know that this piece that I cut off here is going to be the right size.
Okay.
Do you follow me?
Yeah, I do.
I subtract from what I've got left.
So this would be 4.75
Yes.
cutting. Yeah.
And then if you look at that, that now fits perfectly as a mat and layer on there. And I'm going to do the same. So I'm at 4.75. So another 1.25 is 3.5. I hope I'm not confusing everybody by that. I just find sometimes when you get down to cutting small pieces, it's quite hard. So I subtract from what I've got left.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because you're right, otherwise you are fiddling around with this tiny little piece.
You are. You're trying to
there.
measure up small piece, especially if you go below 1 inch.
Yeah.
I always do. So now I just need, final piece needs to be 3 inches wide, so I can just measure that one. That's easy. Let me make sure these are lined up because I'm cutting two together. And my final one wants to be 3 inches. There we go. There we are. So I've got two at 3 inches.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yep.
Now, I've given you 2 pens just because if you look at this lovely cardstock, linen cardstock, but can you see we've got a white edge? And I don't like to see white edges when my cardstock.
Oh, yes.
So all I do is I get the chisel end of my pen. I then rest my little finger against my hand and just go round the edges. Just like the nail ladies do when they're doing your nails, Becky. Use your one hand as a guide.
Yeah.
And just go round. And it's not so much to see that, it's more to eliminate the white.
Yeah.
And it's not a big thing.
Makes a difference though.
But it does make a difference. Let's get rid of all my bits that I don't want. And then that one. It's easier just to do them all once you've cut them. Because you've got your pen in your hand once.
Okay.
And I also am going to do it on my pattern cardstock for the same reason. My pattern cardstock has got a green core.
White core.
A white core, sorry. Sorry, thank you. A white core, so I'm just edging it in green, just to make it look a little bit more professional, and I think it does.
Sometimes it's those very small things that really sort of elevate something from looking homemade to looking, really superior, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah. There's a difference between homemade and handmade, isn't there?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you can just come along here. I mean, you could do this with an ink pad if you wanted to.
Yeah.
If you prefer, just sort of blend, you can either do it with a blending tool or you can just run your ink pad along the edge. It's entirely up to you. So once I've done the green, I am then going to do exactly the same to the orange. Oops, wrong end of my pen. I want the chisel end.
This is very therapeutic.
It
I'm
is, isn't
enjoying
it?
this bit, yeah.
Hopefully the whole thing is, because it's...
Of course.
This is a great thing about these kits, is the thing, the too much thinking has been done for you. You don't have to do a lot of thinking, so you just craft and enjoy it.
Which is lucky for me, because at the end of the day, I shouldn't be doing very much thinking.
Shouldn't you?
No, I definitely think I should be avoiding doing any thinking. I think as you get tired, you sort of, you know, your thinking brain switches itself off.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Do that there and there. And then we can go along the edge of the orange. It also just brings everything together because we've put an orange edge on the pattern and the plane.
Yeah.
And then it's quite clear that it all goes together. It just, I don't know, it really just lift it for me.
It wouldn't be something that I would even think about, but actually you're right, you know, because you do notice that white edge, or even maybe you don't notice it, but you just notice something's not quite
right,
as finished as it should be.
It is. It's the finishing elements, isn't it?
Yeah.
There you go. If you just steady your pen hand with your finger on the hand below, it does help. There we go. There we are. And there are all my pieces edged. So let's just put them into my piles and get rid of all the bits that I don't need. So I've got those. Now, I've shown you lots of glues. Are you there? You there with us?
Yeah.
Now, it's entirely up to you which glue you use. Take pen, red liner tape, double-sided tape, tacky glue.
Does it matter?
No. Just use whichever one works best for you.
Okay.
So I'm going to use my solvent-based glue because I like it, because I like the rigidity it gives.
Okay.
Now, if Debbie Fisher was here, she would go for tacky glue every time.
Really?
I know that, yes. She doesn't like this one as much. You know, it's...
But when you're using linen cardstock, do you find that you need a wet glue rather than tape pens because you've got that kind of surface on them?
I think it helps, yes. And I also like, when you're doing something like this, I like to have the opportunity to be able to move things around.
Yeah, a bit of wiggle room.
A bit of wiggle room. And when you use things like a dry adhesive, like double-sided tape, for something like this, it's quite difficult to get it lined up exactly. It can, you know, find quite difficult. And the great thing about this solvent-based glue is if any leaks out from the edges, it actually just wipes away. It's so forgiving, really is. Put that one there.
I think I was saying, I don't even know if I was saying to you, but I was saying to somebody, do you remember a time when you were doing papercraft and you would use tape, double-sided tape, and you would fold the corners away and then line it up and then take the tape.
Oh, that's how I did it all the time.
We don't do that very much anymore, do we?
No, because I don't use double-sided. I can't remember the last time I used double-sided tape.
No.
I really can't. It's been a long time. I've got glue on the back of that one. There we go.
We sound terribly old. Oh, a long time ago when we used to use these things.
It is. I don't think I've used a double-sided tape in the last year.
No, I don't think I have. You know, something we, you know, I do remember using a lot of in the past, but
yeah,
don't really use it anymore.
No.
Lots of people are messaging in to say hello. Amelia says, brilliant, it makes it look so easy talking about small maths and layers. It does, I think that idea of sort of...
subtracting,
yeah, that's a really good idea because it does get a little bit tricky.
It does when you're
using small pieces.
Yeah.
Lots of people saying hello. Sam McDonald says confetti dies, card and something else with that, you know, being able to use that those sort of offcuts. Mary Walker said, I bought 3 sets of these already. Wow. Love them. Adding them to a gatefold card base is a really great idea, and a bag to put it in is also such a great plan. Polly Coe says, fabulous day from Blunston, Florida. That sounds quite a cool place.
Nice.
Carol Black says, hi everybody from Cleveland, Ohio. A hello from Florida from Vanessa. Carolyn says, good morning everyone from North Carolina. Hope all is well. Hi Corinne and Becky. Lots of people watching. Rhonda's watching from whilst cleaning her sewing room. I hate cleaning my sewing room. I don't mind tidying it, but I don't really like the cleaning.
Do you find it gets quite dusty then?
Yes,
of all
terrible.
The threads?
Oh, it's terrible. And I work with a lot of indigo colours. If I'm, this is going to sound disgusting, but when I'm doing a lot of things with fabric, I end up with a blue nose.
Do you?
When I blow my nose, it's all blue because of all the fibres. Yeah.
Yes.
That's one of those things, unfortunately. But I think that's just one of those, and I do sneeze a lot when I'm in my sewing room because I think you've got all those little fibres of fabric going around, you know, so, and I always think if I'm going to be doing sewing and then I'm going to do paper craft, I've got to clean the whole room and get rid of all of the fibres from the fabric, because otherwise, you know, they end up getting stuck to the glues. You know, if you're using any acetates, I end up with all those fibres from the sewing as well. So all those little things that you feel that you should be clearing up, and I don't agree. I don't think I should be clearing up ever. I think it's just wrong. Someone else should be doing it for me.
The magic cleaning fairy should come in and do it overnight for you, shouldn't they?
Wasn't there that little Hans Christian Andersen?
Oh, the elves and the shoemaker.
Yeah, that's what I need. A little elf that comes out and cleans.
Yeah.
Never mind, what does the elf on the shelf do the rest of the year? The elf on the shelf should be coming to my house and clearing it up. That's what I reckon.
Good plan.
Maybe that could be an elf on the shelf for all adults.
Yeah.
You know, it comes in and it does some cleaning, and that could be what the children have to do, have to organise for us. There we go, and I'm on my last one now.
You're on your last one. And
so I'm hoping everyone is carrying on and catching up with us. Michelle, Knits For You says, I'm loving the colour choice. I think the colours that you've chosen are lovely. I really do.
Works really well with that one, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's really pretty.
Yeah, you can imagine I picked the card, cascading card, and then it was just how many laps of my craft room did I do until I found a paper pad that worked the best for me to match, you know. I went through them all. These haven't been made to go with any specific paper pads, but I can almost guarantee that if you love your Crafter's Companion and you've been buying previous collections or your paper, you know, or your card packs, you will have plenty that are going to go with them. Yeah. You know, it's just match them up because they will go beautifully. Okay, yep, I can see you've caught up, so I'm doing that. So then all you need to do is pop them onto the card base. So as I said, I put the orange on the inside and I put the green on the outside, but it's entirely up to you. I'm going to go with that again. And this paper sort of cascaded down, so I'm going to try and follow that through, and I'm just going to pop them. So you will have 2 white panels, which is like the you know, that gusset bit of your card. So those are going to go in the middle, just there, and they should fit quite nicely, just like that. And then can you see how small that is? If you want to decorate that piece, then go for it. It's entirely up to you. If you don't want to decorate that piece, then I didn't. I just left that white. So I did that bit, and then after that bit, I did this piece across here. There you go, that works really well. And then this piece comes across here like that. So you've just got those little strips just there. There we go. That's going to go just on there. And then, oh look, a bit of glue. Oh, there we go.
I am listening to you, Corrine. I was doing my card blank again because I wasn't very happy with my.
That's fine.
My folds.
Turn that over, and then I'm going to pop this one on again on the outside. I just love using the linen card because it just adds texture, doesn't it? It just adds another bit to your card.
And we do have particularly lovely linen cardstock, don't we?
We certainly do. Just work out which way I want this to go. I want that to go that side. Look, then my yellow carries across. That works best for me. Or are you using your tape pen to do these?
Yeah, I thought, why not try every glue on this card that I'm doing?
That's it.
Why not?
That's why I sort of said it's entirely up to you what glues you use. I know what I like to use, but I don't want people to feel that's the only way to do it. There is a bit in a minute when I'm going to recommend one specific glue, but other than that, or adhesive rather, other than that, I think it's entirely up to you. But look at this, because we've edged it in green, for me, it looks really professional. And this now is quite a robust card blank, because if you think about it, you've got 250 GSM there, your linen is about 180, and then this is about another 180. So you've got a lot of strength on this. This card blank isn't going to wobble about and fall apart. So yes, we should do that. And then I'll let you catch up with that because there's absolutely no rush. This is a lovely leisurely craft along. So if anybody's got any questions or missed a step, then please give us give us a shout, because I'd love to know if you've got any questions.
Wanda likes my idea of a cleaning fairy.
Yep, we all like the idea of a cleaning fairy.
And one that makes you cups of tea.
Oh, yes.
That would be quite nice as well.
You just mean slave, really, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Insert slave where you say cleaning fairy.
Like a housekeeper. I always think, when people become millionaires and they buy those super duper cars and things like that, I'd like somebody to make me my cup of tea and make sure that the house is always tidy.
Yes.
Clear up after me is what I need, because I can't do it myself.
Not after me. I think it's after the rest of the family.
Yeah, but you're super tidy. You are super tidy, Corrine.
I like to be.
Yeah, you are. There's not you like to be, you are. That's how it is.
Right, have you caught up and are you happier with your card blank now?
Yep, all good.
Oh, look, there's Becky's. So there we go. So we've got that. Okay, so now it's for the fun bit. So I'm going to come back in now with the card base. So let's bring all that and all the little bits. So I'm going to pop the little bits to one side for a minute and I'll show you how to put this card base together. If you haven't seen this before, this is the easiest card base that you're going to get. So we've got a left and we've got a right. So if you look on that, so you might say, well, how do I know it's left and right? Because this one, you've got the slots in the top on the two outside ones and the slot in the middle on the bottom one. On this one, you've got the slots on the bottom on that side and one on the top. So as you can see, they are the reverse. Even if you turn that round, you say, but the same way, the slots are still in the opposite places. So I'm just going to fold these on the score lines. The score lines are already in there. There should be 2 score lines on each side of the base. Don't get hung up about which way to fold them for a minute, because I'm a big one for folding and scoring in both directions. I think you get a better finish anyway. So I've folded those and I'm just going to go back the opposite way just make sure that they're burnished really well. And it also means that when you come to put it together, it's a little bit easier. There we go. Right, so I've got one and I've got the other. Now I've actually got those folded in the same direction, so I'm just going to twiddle that one round. So you can see now straight away I've got one folded towards me, away, towards me, and the other one is folded away, towards me, and away. Doesn't matter which way round, which one you do which way round, it really doesn't matter.
Okay.
And then it's just slotting them together. So I'm going to start at this end. I think I did it from the other end. So that should slot together. And because the slots go halfway down, it means they slot all the way. And because there's no adhesive, I can wiggle them around. So I then do the middle one, and finally the end one. And that is the base of your cascading card made. And look at that. It then, I'll show you that way round. Look at that. How easy was that?
Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
Yours working too?
Yeah, mine's working.
Brilliant. Now, it's up to you whether you decorate your card, your cascading element, and put it in your card blank, or whether you put it in your card blank and decorate it.
Okay.
I'm all for putting it in first, because I'm going to put my bits on with 3D glue gel.
Okay.
So if I want to decorate it first, I'm going to have to put it to one side for half a day.
Right, okay.
Otherwise I'm going to squish bits.
Yeah, yeah.
So from that point of view, I need to put it in the card. So I'm going to turn it over to the reverse side, and I'm going to get some red liner tape, and I'm just going to pop red liner tape down the back. So this is the one time I would say, this is what you want a dry glue here.
Okay.
Finger lift tape, double-sided tape, tape pen, yeah, tape run if you want, but for me, your red liner tape.
You get the strength with the red liner tape, don't you?
And you've got that instant grab. Don't put it over the middle, because we need that middle to be flexible. So you see I've just put it towards the outsides. And that will then fit perfectly. If all your measurements have worked, that should fit beautifully inside.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure it's just square it up before you do. Just make sure all your corners, and put it right down to the bottom, because if you don't put it to the bottom, it's going to wobble when you
You don't
pull it
want to
out.
wobble.
You don't want wobble.
No.
There's enough things in life to wobble. We don't need our cards to wobble. And that should then pop out like that. It perhaps doesn't pull out as far because we've got this onto here. If you want to make it even more, I thought about, do I put little wings on so that it can extend? But I just thought, no, that's enough of an, you know, of a outside. But it's still, if I turn it around to the front, you can still see we've got that lovely cascading element coming down. Is yours popping out?
It is popping out.
There you go.
Yeah. Excellent.
It's very easy to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
But doesn't this transform it from just the regular card?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, it's I like to do something a little bit different with what we've got. Absolutely. Yeah,
Okay.
It's good. Great.
Okay, so let's go now and work out where we're going to put all of our decoupage. So I'm going to use this large one on the front of my bag. So that's going to be my bag pile there. Then I'm going to have my outside of my card and my inside of my card. So for me, I like this. I personally picked this one, thank you so much for everything you do for on the outside of my card. And I want, where's it gone? Ah, there it is. I'm going to say, for a truly amazing friend to go on the inside. So I'm going to put that one on the outside. And then just pop everything where you think you want it to go.
Okay.
So I want to spread my butterflies around so that I've got a nice, I'm going to put one bow on the inside and one on the outside. I'm not going to put one on the bag. I'm just going to find all my butterflies. This is a very loose split, if that makes sense. Let's go. Let's just put a few on the inside. I want one. Oh, look, I've got some little thread. There we go. One on the outside of the card. I need one on the bag. I think I should put, let's put another one on the inside of the card and another one on the outside. And then, oh, I've got some more butterflies as well.
That's quite a lot, actually.
There is, isn't there? A lot more butterflies than I remembered. So let's just go another one on the inside. And then, oh, I know what I want. I want one to go. Let's put that one on the, let's put that green one on the outside. There we go. And then mix and match the flowers around. Just put in, I've not gone for anything too big on the inside. Let's just pop, like I say, it's quite fluid. I know that's about enough for the outside of the card blank, so I'm going to put those to one side. And then I'm going to just, some of these bigger ones might need to go on the outside just because they're a bit big. Because what you've got to remember now is we're not going to be able to go over the edges of the cascading card like you could within regular one, because it's going to be curtailed within the card blank.
Yep.
So that's probably your only sort of criteria. So let's just split them around. We can always change it around. Oh, I like the foliage there.
Dana says, could you put the instructions up close so we could take a photograph of it?
Of course I can. Let me just move these out of the way and then I can do that. But like I said, I'll get them on social media tonight, but I can pop those up in 2 minutes. Let's just go with that. Let's put those there. Right. Okay. Charlotte, can you... Right. There is... Oh, I'll do that. Right. Can Charlotte... There we go. Let me... I think this is the most important bit, Charlotte. If we can. There we go. Would you say Adina, was it?
It was Dana.
Oh, Dana, sorry. So that is the first bit of the instructions. I hope you've got a picture of that, Dana. And then the second bit, just because it's there. Like I say, I'll get them all up online tonight. Hopefully, everybody has been able to pick up that bit. Okay, right, I think that should do.
I think we should be using those sparkle pens on these as well, shouldn't we?
It's coated cardstock.
Oh, so it wouldn't work on that?
I think it would smudge for a very long time.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you've got a coating,
Yeah.
you'd struggle.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to move those out of the way because they're going to be for my bag. and then we can just pop these on. Now, I wrote on the instructions that you could use a ball tool and a mat. So it's up to you how much shape you want to put into the elements. And I've given you one, Becky, to use. So my poor mat is starting to look a bit tired. The other one I sometimes do is for things like the butterflies, get your pokey tool and just bend the wings around your pokey tool and then bend it back in the middle, and then you get quite nice curve to the butterflies.
Oh yeah.
So bend the wings just like that, and then pop them back. There we go. And I'm going to do the same with the bows, because the bow, it really brings them to life. And because, does it say, I'm just going to have a look at the card kit. Does it say, doesn't say what GSM it is, but I would say it's probably 250, would you?
It's quite, I mean, it's quite difficult to tell because you've got that coating on it, haven't you? So that sometimes makes it, but there's quite a lot of rigidity in there. Yeah. So once you've actually bent it one way, it is going to stay put,
doesn't it? I would say at a guess 250. Yeah. But it's a guess, so don't quote me on that. There we go. And then we can pop that on there and that on there. There we go.
Lisa says, can we use a cascading die? If we were going to, you could use a cascading die and use all of these little embellishments on that. Yes,
yeah, I suppose so. But if you're going to use the embellishments, why not use the card bases that are in the kit?
I suppose what she means is, don't you?
You could make this card. So I've made this card using the Cascading Card Kit. And this. What you could do, you could take this, and then if you've got a cascading card die, cut it out and then adapt the size of the card. You know, the inspiration. You could take the inspiration and make you know, your own card from that. Yes. So all I'm doing is just giving everything a little bit of shape. I just think it lifts everything to shape it a little bit.
Stephanie says, I think this is an outstanding craft along. I don't have the card set, but I have the pattern in the template library. So you can have a play with that. Brenda said this card is adorable. Great idea, Corinne. Cynthia Wood says, needed to make a quick card today, and Corinne inspired me to use this card collection on Play Your Craft this morning. I've never did the layering before and really enjoyed it. I have a couple of layering paper pads in my stash that I can't wait to use. Thanks for the inspiration. And often, you know, I find sometimes watching viewers post up their takes on the craft alongs is always really quite inspiring, isn't it? Because you don't necessarily always have the same papers that we're going to be having on the show.
I love to see that difference.
Yeah, I think it's really good.
And, you know, even when people are crafting along with us, you know, they might have, if say we're doing it with a die set and they use a different one of the die set, and how much difference that can create is... It's fascinating to see.
Yeah, I completely agree with you.
So I've just added a little bit of shape. Now, I wouldn't be using, to attach these, I wouldn't be using something like tacky glue or even your solvent-based glue because I've added dimension to them. Yeah. So you could be using foam pads. Yeah. Foam pads would work. I'm going to use 3D glue. But the other one I like to use with this is your hot glue. Yeah. Your hot glue works really, really well with these. So just add in little bits of shape to them. And a lot of them I'm just doing with my pokey tool because I think that works really well. But I mean, just look at those there. That's such a pretty collection of die cuts, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
And yes, go there. So how are you doing with your shaping?
I'm shaping as I go along.
You're shaping as you go along?
Yeah, I've done a mixture. I've used the ball tool, I've used the pokey tool, I've just used my fingers as well. Sometimes I'll just put them in the palm of my hand to get that kind of curve in there. So I've done a little bit of everything in there. Okay, perfect. Okay, and now it's just about putting them onto your cascading card. Now, I just showed you, this is going to fold round like that.
So if I open this out, don't overhang here. Now, if I can get this one out, you can see down here, it hasn't gone over the edge, but can you see, if I turn it round, these ones, and that's totally right, because it's an open card, they've come right over the edge. If you do that with this, your card's not going to close. So that's the only thing you've got to remember with your positioning. That's the only thing, that's the sort of only restriction you've got, is you just need to make sure that, one, you don't glue across the seam down the middle, and that applies whether you're making it as a freestanding card or as I'm doing now. You should never glue down the middle, because otherwise it won't bend. And also for this, we don't need to go over the edge. Now, if you go over the edge just a little bit, like I did, then you just need to tuck the edges in.
Okay.
And so it's just about now having fun. And I will admit, I will probably use my tweezers quite a bit.
Actually, can I pop over and grab a set of tweezers? I don't think I've got any here.
Oh, no.
I'm a bit of a mucky pup.
Are you all right with those sorts of tweezers? There isn't another pair of squeezer tweezers.
That's fine. I'm all right. I'm all right with these tweezers. That's good. But I am a bit of a mucky pup. I do get glue everywhere.
I struggle without my tweezers.
Yeah.
I need tweezers to do things like this. I find my fingers get in the way.
Yeah.
I end up doing, look at that. And again, when I put this bow on, I just need to make sure that it doesn't go, let me just lift that up a little bit. It doesn't go below the baseline of my card. Otherwise, it's not going to stand up, is it? And then it's just about popping bits where you want them to go, and just have fun. Popping all the bits on. If you use your hot glue, then it'll be set straight away. You've got to remember that. With your 3D glue, you just got to be a little bit careful for a few hours, that's all. So just pop it on. But these look absolutely gorgeous. So like that one, I just need to tuck it in a little bit. And it's amazing how it comes to life. It just really, really does. I'm going to make sure that this one's slightly different to my other one. Let's put that one there, and I do like a little butterfly flying round here. And then it's just a lovely card kit to put together. I might not use all of these elements, I might, who knows.
Well, there's so many, you'd be hard pushed to be able to use them all, wouldn't you?
I think you'd be hard pushed to use them on a regular, a regular cascading card.
But being able to, like you're saying with what you're doing today, having these extra, elements to it, like the bag, like the gatefold, it does make a big difference,
doesn't it? Pop some on the inside. And don't forget to also include your foliage where you can. The foliage rules apply for this as much as they apply for all of your card making. You know how I feel about you've got to have foliage when you put flowers on. So you've got to pop a little leaf on.
Unless they're gerbras.
This is true.
Because gerbras were manufactured specifically for, or developed specifically for flower arrangers.
Were they?
They have nice strong stems, they don't have any foliage, they've got a really big bloom. Again, another useless piece of information that I'm here for you to give you the useless bit of information.
No, that's... But now you've said it, it makes absolute logical sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But you often put them in an arrangement and then add
your
foliage.
Yeah. Because you need some foliage, otherwise it doesn't quite look right, does it?
No.
Yours looks so much better than mine, Corrine.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
You've got to not be afraid to pack it full of flowers. And then, which is yours? There we go. That looks lovely.
I'm not sure.
You've not finished?
No, I'm not finished.
So you're trying to judge on something that's...
I'm going to gild the lily. There's going to be a lot of flowers on mine. I'm just saying it. I'm just saying how it is.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's absolutely fine. Oh, I'm going to put that one on. Let's put it there. No, that's a bit too... Try not to go symmetrical, because I don't want symmetry. I'm going to have to go there.
Whenever I hear the word symmetry, it reminds me of an episode in Modern Family at Christmas where they sing Oh, symmetry, oh, symmetry, when they're going to choose a Christmas tree. Because you've got to make sure your Christmas tree is symmetrical, don't you?
Of course you do.
Yeah. Don't want people looking behind your Christmas tree and going, oh, that's a bit bare around there. You don't want to have a bear behind.
You certainly don't want a bear hat, not at Christmas.
No. Well, any time really, to be honest.
Pop that, and I'm going to pop a couple of butterflies in, and then I think for me this one is just done on this bit, and then I think we're going to just take a little break to make sure everybody can catch up. I think that'll do. Look at that, isn't that? Now I'm not going to press it down too hard, but you can see how beautifully packed that is. And I can guarantee you, however you do it, it will look perfect. You can't make a bad card like this.
No, I think you're absolutely right. Carol D says, happy Saturday, companions. I love the colours in this craft along. I'm going to do something similar to this project using the template for the cascading card from the template library. Lots of people saying how lovely it is that you're tucking the cascading card inside something.
Yes.
You know, being able to actually, when you get that pack with 20 cards, you can make them all just as they are, but then you could make them all like this afterwards.
Yeah.
Kathy Meyer says, I can't wait to get my craft room done. So many different ideas I've saved for all the shows. Thank you for all the beautiful cards. Laurie has a question.
Yep.
Do you think glue pens would work on the coated paper to add some gold or silver?
Possibly, yeah. So you mean like with glitter? Add a glue pen and then add glitter or gilding or something like that?
Yeah, could you use gilding flakes on the coated paper?
If I was doing something like gilding flakes or glitter, I might be tempted to use, and you do it, it depends. If I was coming in, I'll use this one. Oh no, that's my wet one, use my dry one. If I wanted to put glitter down the edges there, that's regular cardstock, so I could. If I wanted to do it down here, straight edges, I could be tempted to put the very, very fine red liner tape on.
Right.
Red liner tape is brilliant for glitter and for gilding flakes. I think we sometimes forget about those. But yeah, it will, your pens, your glue pens, remember if you're at all concerned about them, I did a quick little tutorial on using the Crafter's Companion glue pens on my show on Wednesday, because I know some people have had problems with these, and I was showing everybody how to make them work. But yeah, if you wanted to, you could pop a little bit of glue pen on there. Let's put a little bit of glue pen on that end. Just tapping. Remember, these pens work with tapping. They don't work with scribbles. And a lot of people are saying, my glue pens don't work. That's because they try to scribble with them.
Right.
And what you need to do is you need to tap them. And I can't find any glitter. I'm looking for glitter. Aha, glitter. And there we go. And then we can pop that on there. Oh yeah, it works perfectly. Whoever was asking that question, sorry, I heard the question and wasn't paying attention to who asked it. There you go, the glitter has stuck perfectly.
Oh, lovely.
To either end.
Yeah.
Using the Crafter's Companion glue pen.
Excellent, thank you for that, that's great. Right, we're going to go for a little bit of a break for you to all catch up. I've got to catch up as well because I've still got stuff to glue on. And then we're going to continue after the break with this brilliant craft along. My unsung hero has to be Tracy.
I'm going to give a little shout out to our Tracy.
I think if I had to nominate somebody, I'd probably go with Tracy.
Because Tracy keeps me fully supplied with cups of tea whenever I'm working here. She always finds me the things that I've lost, and she's always great to be around.
Sort of get involved with our sample library, which is massive. It's where all the samples are kept, all nice and neatly, all labelled up. And part of their job is to get the necessary samples out for the shows that we do every day, get them all ready and prepared, often display them, tidy them away again, pop them back in the sample library, and that takes an inordinate amount of time.
Because they literally are the cogs that keep us working, and I don't think a lot of people realise just what they do for us in terms of getting everything show ready so that we can come in, get ready and be relaxed to go on air and do those kind of things.
So that is just a small part of what they do, you know, as well as being floor managers during the shows, getting us any products that we need, and most importantly, bringing the coffee.
Everybody on screen knows I make everybody's tea and coffee.
Here at Crafters TV, it couldn't be easier to get social with us. Whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, on your TV or tablet, You can get so close to the action, it's like you're in the studio with us. You can ask questions about products or crafty techniques. Get hints and tips from our expert demonstrators. Plus, share pictures of your crafty makes with our amazing community. Crafters TV, getting you closer to the crafty action.
What makes Crafters TV so special is you guys.
It's really special because the experts are really experts. They're really skilled at what they do, and they want to make sure that the audience also improves on their skills.
Crafters TV is so special because you've got together a really sort of key group of people and people that are very passionate about the products.
Crafters TV is so special because it's a unique community that we have with each other, where we can learn and grow and communicate with each other.
Community, the family spirit, the education, everything to do with craft. We are all like-minded people who share a passion.
I love all the inspiration the demonstrators bring and all the knowledge for us out here.
What makes Crafters TV so special? 100% it's the interaction. No other crafting TV channel or show has the same interaction.
I love the community, I love chatting live, I think that's the best part. And it's gone beyond crafting because we've become friends.
It feels to me to be a really, really close relationship with our customers and viewers.
You guys make us feel like we're part of your family. I've never been on the show before, but one of my friends who I did meet from CCTV encouraged me, and I was on the craft along.
Massive team of people, and I think they've all got their role to play, and it just brings everything together. It allows us to do our job and just love it.
The people, obviously. The people not just here at Crafters Companion, but the viewers that watch us. I mean, everybody. We have this real magical essence about it.
Bye for now. Bye.
Hello everybody, welcome back. I hope you've caught up with our craft along. I hope you're having as much fun as I have. I've got glue everywhere. I did say I'd have glue everywhere. I'll probably go home and think, what's that stuck on my face? And it'll be some other gluey item that I've got on my face. But we're going to continue with this craft along, which is, I know from all the messages that are coming in, everybody's loving this. They're loving the idea that you've taken this cascading card kit and developed it into something else. So we're going to carry on and finish it off, hopefully quite soon.
We should. Right, so the last bit, let's bring in the finished one. The last bit we need to do for the card. So we've done the inside, we've done all the mats and layers. When we close it down, we have the bit on the front that we put the hook and loop on to attach it to, so that it stays shut. So we're just going to create this embellishment, and that's why I saved my little sentiment one there, so we could just pop those on. So the first thing you need to do is just to get your orange and your green card and use your dies to cut a couple of circles out. So I've got my orange and my green card here, and then I'm just going to pop it. I've just got my MIDI here, just to pop those through, and that's going to go through here. Oh, my MIDI's stuck to the table, and I'm just going to pop that through there, and then that's going to cut my two mats and layers. So any dies, if you haven't got circle dies, square dies, hexagon dies, whichever you want. And then I have cut two at a time.
Aww.
So that, because I didn't know you were doing this, so I only brought one set of dies. Becky,
excellent, thank you very much.
And I've got a set for me.
What teamwork, eh?
It is. There we are. I didn't know Becky was going to craft along, because I didn't bring
neither
two
did
of
I.
everything.
It was very much a last-minute decision, wasn't
She
it?
says, could I do that? It's like, I think you could, Becky. Yeah. So we said, why not? I've done a craft along with Ben and with Joe.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's lovely. Right, and then again, we just need to, I'm going to glue those two together. Oh, come on, where's my glue gone? My glue's run out. It's not run out, it's just got stuck. There we go. Glue that one on there. So pop that onto there. And then I'm going to take this one And I'm going to pop a little... Right, actually what I might do, I'm thinking aloud to myself here, is I'm going to pop it onto my cards. So, I don't know if I mentioned foam tape, but we do need a little bit of foam tape.
When you say foam tape, what do you actually mean?
I use foam on a roll. Or, no thank you. Or you could use foam pads. It's entirely up to you.
Yeah, can I come and chop a little bit, please?
You can.
Thank you very much.
It's just foam now. And then I'm going to pop that on less than half of this. So you only want it on less than half. Don't go up to the middle, just go quite close but not quite all the way to the middle. There we go, like that. And then on the other side, I want a little Velcro, hook and loop, whatever you want to call them. So the way I tend to do it to make sure that they are going to stick is, this is just my personal choice, is I will pop a little bit of hot glue on there and pop it on there. Oh, and then I'm going to bring my card base in. I've not put any hot glue on the other side. I'm going to take the tape off there, and then I'm going to put, I know these are self-adhesive, but I do like to use the little, it's only a tiny bit of hot glue. Close that down, put that over, bring it together. It should just meet perfectly, and then pop this, oh, come on, get straight, I need it to be straight. Pop that on there, like that. And then that should, if I open, I'm just going to do it by hand for the first one. Come on, there we go. That should then, oops, I haven't gone quite straight. Let's tuck that back under. There we go. There we are. So that should now catch. I'm just letting that hot glue set. There we go, let's press that on. There we go. I didn't get that very straight. I must have just caught it off guard. There we go. And that is how I would put that on. And once I've got that on, I can then add my decoration to the front. It's just easier because I'm using a wet glue, because then I'm not squashing it flat. Pop in the sentiment on, and then I've got a little bow. We can put a bow on. You don't need too much on the front, I personally don't think. Just putting the little bow on there. Works perfectly, adds dimension, make sure I can still see the sentiment. And then I've got a couple of butterflies ready for this side. I'm going to put the green one, I won't put the green one on there, I'm going to put the green one on there because it won't show if I put it on the base. I love how all of these are double-sided.
Yeah.
So that means then, whatever you're doing, you know, it doesn't matter if the rear's seen, does it? It just fits perfectly. This isn't going to take quite the full 2 hours.
Well,
it just shows how easy it is to put together. So we've really...
I think, you know, you're right. And it's actually sometimes you want something that's quite simple in order to put together. But if you do have any questions about any of the products that we've been using, please just message in. We do have a question from Stephanie, which says, when using the glitter pots, can they be used in the Spectrum Noir spray pens?
The glitter pots?
Yeah.
I don't know the Spectrum Noir spray pens.
Okay, maybe if you can message in with a little bit more information.
Does she mean the fine misters?
I don't know.
Maybe
would they clog it up, do you think?
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. I don't know what they are, whether there's something that she bought more than a year ago, then I've not seen them. It's not something that I've come across, so I'm not totally sure.
Okay.
Sorry, that's not been very helpful, Stephanie. I would, if she can say a bit more. Yeah. You've just got to be careful. And I know what the glitter pots she means, I think. We've got some in the cupboard. And they're basically the pots of ink with all the mica in the bottom, and you swirl it to wake it all up.
Yes, the fine mister is the message. Yeah, the fine mister. Can you?
I would say no.
Right, they'll clog up that.
They'll clog it up.
Yeah.
They will clog it up. Anything with mica, when we develop the sparkle pens, the glitter pens, everything has been developed to allow that mica to flow.
Right.
So if you've got to be careful, and the fine misters are very, very fine. And I have a funny feeling that you would probably clog it up. Oh, Charlotte's saying something about airless misters. Now, I don't know what they are.
Airless misters?
Did Jan have it on?
Was that in the Jan-packed show that I wasn't on? I wasn't on. I was sitting at home watching TV. Yeah, because we had a Jan-packed show yesterday.
A Jan-packed
show. We're not sure. We're going to have a quick look to see if there's anything
that beautiful card that's on the side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
with the inks.
Yeah, that we were talking about this morning, and saying how they look. I always think, oh, I could do that, and then I have a go, and I'm like, no, that's quite tricky. But she makes everything look so easy, does our Jan. We're going to have a look and see if there's anything that we can come up with that might be useful, and we will come back to you later in the show. But do come in and message in any questions. Lots of people were trying to sing the song that you wouldn't let me sing.
Oh, were they?
Yeah. It's, Saturday night, we're going to go for karaoke after work.
Are we?
Yeah.
That's nice.
I say we, but Corrine's driving, so we'll just be going wherever she decides we're going to be going. Airless Misters or Careless Whisper if you are a George Michael fan. Have a look on the website. Airless Misters, they might be something that you're able to do with those glitter pots.
Okay. Okay, so we have made our card. Our card is now done. So I'm just going to pop that to one side to let that carry on drying. And look, I'm just going to have to be careful because I've squeezed some glue out there. So you've got that card and that is made. Now this could be in any of the colourways that we've got. It's entirely up to you, but there we go. So, oh, there we go, it's turned around again. Sorry, I wasn't looking at the screen. Sorry, Charlotte. And then you can pop that. So I'm just going to pop that to one side while we start to make the bag. Now I'm going to make this one slightly different, very, very slightly different to the one I made here. So when I made this one, my trial one, I put this seam down the middle, and I found it quite hard to work with it down the middle. So I'm going to try and remember how I did it and adapt it as we go. So once you've got your chosen piece of paper, card, I'm using this one because if you remember, this is the same paper as I've got inside. That's my choice. I'm going to turn it over. I want to see the reverse. And what I'm going to do, I can do it with a score tool or a pen. So I'm going to find the 4-inch mark and just put a little score at the top. And I'm just going to put this in pen for you to see. You just do it with the score. But can you see, that's going to be my 4-inch mark. You see that there? You got it?
I've got it.
Right, so now I'm going to take it off the scoreboard for a minute. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold over one side, but go, if I put that at the 10, just that 10, I'm going to go over 1/4 of an inch. So can you see I've got that mark on the 10, and I'm going to go in 1/4 of an inch.
Mark on the 10. Where's that mark gone? That's there, and you're going to go in 1/4 of an inch.
Yeah. Okay. So I've overlapped by 1/4 of an inch. So you think, well, why have you put that mark there? But it will make sense in a minute. So I'm going to put that back on that 10-inch mark, just because that's the, a nice central point of my mat. And I'm going to do the same on the other side, and I'm going to go in the other way by 1/4 of an inch. So that means now that, let me just score that, just making sure you get it nice and square. So if I show you that, look, that has got, can you see now, I've got a 1/2 inch overlap, because I've gone 1/4 of an inch one side of 10 and 1/4 of an inch the other side. Does that make sense?
Can I see that again? Sorry.
So that's my midpoint, that's the bit that I scored at the 4-inch.
Yeah.
So that's gone over that line by 1/4 of an inch in one direction, and it's gone beyond the line by 1/4 of the inch in the other direction.
No?
Right.
So, open up again. Let me start again.
Take the score line, that little mark.
Yeah.
And fold over the big side.
Oh, the big side. I've folded over the small side. That's the problem.
All right. Go over it.
Yeah.
By
1/4 of an inch. 1/4 of an inch.
No. No. Fold it in half. and go beyond.
Oh, okay, right.
Yes?
Yes, okay. I'm there now.
Go past it.
Yeah, go past
That's
it.
it.
Yep.
Yeah. Now,
Can't take me anywhere, can you?
take the other side and go past it and fold in half. Yeah, what's remaining?
Right, so I've already put that. So I want to go 1/4 of an inch over that. So it'll end up being 1/2 an inch over.
Yes, should
1/4 of an
be.
inch there, going 1/2 an inch there. There you go.
Perfect, you got it.
Yay!
Yes.
Clear as mud.
Yep. And then all we need to do, tape pen, solid tape pen, and we're just going to run all the way down there, making sure it only goes on that top piece. And then when we fold that over and burnish it down, I can rub off any that overruns. If I can feel, oh, I can feel a little bit over there. So just to show you, we've now effectively got a tube. Can you see?
Yay!
Yeah? Whoop, whoop. Yeah, brilliant. Okay, so what I want you to do, bring back your scoreboard and lay it across and score. Don't go too far because you'll too hard or you will go through your crafty card, but basically score at 1.5 inches, just so that you're just giving it a bit of a score. I'm going to turn it over and do it from the other side because I am pressing lightly because I have ripped my card doing this when I was doing a practice bag. I just need to know that I've got a nice neat line, so I can then fold this flap over. Does that make sense?
Yep.
There we go. You got that? Now, what this bag that I'm showing you how to make now, you're going to be able to make a million times in a different, whatever piece of card you've got with, this is going to work because there's no exact measurements.
No,
just
okay.
fine. And then I'm going to open this out, take this centre and make sure it folds that centre line and create a little V. You got that? And then the same on the opposite side, but just make sure everything's square. Yeah?
Yep.
You got that? Oh yes, perfect. I can see it on the other camera.
It is. I do feel like I'm trying to
origami,
make an
isn't it?
origami frog out of this.
Yep, you're there. Just burnish all your edges. Then I want you to fold this up and just go beyond. So again, if we class that as halfway, we're just going to go over the halfway line. Not too much, just a little bit. And burnish it down. Now open it out, and you see this little tiny triangle you've created here. Put some tape on it. And then fold it back again. But make sure the tape only goes on that triangle.
And you would use a tape pen rather than the red liner on this bit?
Just because we're getting to such small pieces.
Yep.
Then I want you to fold same over on the other side, just so that it overlaps. Oh, the tape pen's not stuck on that bit. There we go. Put that on there. There we go. And then we're going to go make sure it just overlaps very slightly and burnish that down. Now this time we go into that little triangle with our tape, and then just along that edge, so that when we fold it over, it's going to stick just there, but it's also going to stick just there. Have you got that?
Coolio, yep.
Right, so that's my base. You should be brilliant at this, because this is just like your sewing, when you do those box bags.
You say that, but if anyone's watched me on Softer Side, there's many times when I've done those box bags wrong.
Okay, right, keep that flat.
Yep.
Turn it lengthways in front of you, and then fold this corner into there. And this is going to make the gusset of the bag, the side gusset of the bag, and then just score along.
Along how much? Up to that point?
Up to that point. So you take this corner to that. Yeah,
Yep.
Can you see that little triangle? So that goes into there. So the corner goes into the triangle. And we're going to do the same on the opposite side.
You wouldn't want to do it with thicker paper,
No,
would you?
this is I did say to you, didn't I?
Yeah.
This is as thick as you want to go.
Yeah.
But I wanted to use this paper, so I'm making it work.
Could you do this with vellum?
Oh,
I know we
that'd look
don't do
pretty.
vellum in big sheets, do we, particularly? But you could do it in vellum like this?
Yeah, if you were doing a little bag, if you've got an 8x8 sheet of vellum, that would look lovely.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got that on both sides?
Yep.
Brilliant. So now it's a case of opening it out and the bottom. And then, can you see you've got all of your bits to do the sides, so then just fold it in. And you've even got the little triangles at the bottom to fold it in. Don't worry about using your hands if you need to. So that should pop in. That's going to pop into there. Come on. There we go, one. And that one just down there. And then if you just squeeze it, it just naturally falls into place. There we go. We can always just score along there. And look at that. We now have what I'd call like a candy bag, almost.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Does everybody know what I mean by that? So that is now a nice little gift bag. And then that is up to you what you do. You could just fold over the top. You could just, you know, punch a hole in it. It's entirely up to you. So that would be, in theory, your bag. What I'm going to do is bring in my scoreboard, and I'm going to, again, bop it up to the left, and then I'm going to do, let me remind myself how far I went. I forgot how far I went. I went up to the 5. I'm going to score on the half-inch line. Let's come up here a little bit so you can see. I'm going to score at the half-inch point all the way up to 5 inches. Half, 1. So I'm doing it in half-inch increments. 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4. Oh, that's not 4, that's 4. Have I done one? Oh, I've jumped out of the line here.
That's quite easy to do when it's so thick, isn't it?
It's not that easy, is it?
Yeah.
4.5 and 5. And just like before, I'm going to flip it over and do exactly the same. Because we're using our scoreboard, we know we're exact. Oops, that's my finger. My finger made it jump out of the line. And this is just going to help you. If you've got a thinner paper, you could literally just zigzag it back and forwards.
Yeah.
Because we've gone quite a thick paper, I just found you're going to get a better result because everything's going to be square, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we can do that.
Thank goodness for a scoreboard.
I know. It just makes it a lot neater and a lot tidier.
Yeah. You get much better finish, don't you?
You do. And I can even see where the other side's coming through roughly. There we go. So I've just done it on both sides. I've just put score lines on, and that's me finished with my scoreboard for tonight. So all you'd then do is zigzag those backwards and forwards. You can burnish as you go. Now this one should be better than the one I made previously because on the last one I had my seam in the middle and this one I've got it to the side, so it should be even better.
I like this idea of this concertina effect.
So it should make a bit like a bow effect.
Yeah.
Again, we're using quite a thick card, so it's quite hard sometimes to get it there, but it will do. There we go. And if you look, when I put my card, look, can you see, there's my card. That's my 5, because this is 4.75, this is 5 inches. Well, it's not, is it? It's going to be, it's a bit over, it's about 5.5 inches. So you've got plenty of room. Let me put it that way so you can see. If I put those level, you've still got all of that headroom at the top. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there we go. So that is out. There we go. And now we need to decorate the front. So you should still have plenty of pieces left over. Should we have a quick break and let everybody get, because I've just suddenly realised that I knew what I was doing there, so people might just need a few minutes to catch up with that. So should we have a quick break with that? Because we literally have a few more bits left to do.
Okay, fantastic. Lots of people saying it's an amazing demo. Can't wait to try it. Julie says, great bag. Kathy, got my order in, I'm not surprised. So we'll give you a few moments to catch up and then we'll be back in a few moments just to finish off.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
The one that was really funny, Ben. You did.
It was better than your I'm a gnome and I live in a caravan.
I am a gnome and I live in a caravan.
Can we clip that? We'll do it. Everybody's gone surfing, surfing USA.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us, you give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV, create every day.
Everyone backstage is amazing. You probably know this because we talk about them all the time, but I have to give a big shout out to Jake. From the minute he walks in the door, he has got the hugest smile, but he's just brilliant. He's always there, he's always on the ball, asking what, and they all are, but Jake is just, he's a cheeky little chappy, I think is why I like him.
Constantly asking if we've got everything we need, fetching it for us if we need them. Everyone laughs at me because my main thing when Jake's in is, Jake!
He gets me whatever I want, so if I need anything from the library, he goes, gets me it, we rummage through the boxes together, we make sure that I've got everything I need. And he always does it with a smile. We get to know people from places and walks of life that we wouldn't come across in our everyday life if it wasn't for Crafters TV and doing what we do.
I got so many lovely comments from people when I started doing the presenting, and it was just really such a lovely feeling. And it's nice that people keep messaging in. We see the same people. We know you can build up that kind of relationship with those people. So it's just the fact that people like what we do and they're pleased. And I do love it when people send us photographs of the items that they've made.
We talk about customers, but really they go in as a customer, come out as a friend. The support that I get is amazing. The messages I get are amazing.
Me personally, it is personal interaction. I've never had the best of health. I've always been open about that with our viewers at Crafters TV. So many people are in the same situation as me health-wise. Other people have got a completely different health issues. They understand and they relate to what I'm going through, what others are going through. So whether we interact on a crafting basis or whether we interact on a health basis, a personal basis, we're all there to support one another. It is incredible.
The reaction of viewers when they come to meet us is worth all of the early mornings when we have to get up for our early morning shows.
Some of the customers come on as craft ambassadors and things like that, craft along with us, and being able to actually chat with them on air. Love it. I really love that connection with them.
We've had lots of shows where we've done like craft alongs, especially where we've had viewers craft along with us. We had a particular viewer, Joy, who joined us once before, and she literally made me cry on air, and Joe, because the things she said about us, it really was quite humbling that there are people out there that watch us and invite us into their living rooms and really treat us like family.
Hello everybody, welcome back. I hope you've managed to catch up with what we've been doing. I think this idea of the bag is really, really good. And I think, if you're going to be doing a party, you can make your own party bags, so much the better, because there are so many beautiful papers. And I think, making this in vellum would be really nice. There's little jewellery bags. Quite like that idea of that concertina effect. So we're going to carry on with the craft along. And what's the next thing we need to do, Corrine?
Right, we're going to decorate the front. Okay. So what we should have had so far is a bag that's concertinaed up to the top, and then we've got the main bag here. So this clearly is the back because it's got the seam on. So what we want to do is, I like this piece here as the sort of base for my front element. So to sit that on, I'm going to cut a piece of card. Again, it'll all be on the instructions. I'm going to cut this to 4 by 3.5 inches. So I'm going to do 3.25, sorry, 3.25. So I'm going to go 3.25 by 4, and then that wants to mat onto a coloured piece of card, and I'm going to pick. I've gone the wrong way. I'm going to pick coloured piece of card. So I'm going to go. Where am I going to go? I'm going to go 4.25 by 3.5. So 3.5. I think I've just written those round the wrong way round. So what did I say? 4.25. Pop that one on there, and then that should mat onto there. There we go. Look, perfect mats and layers. And then this piece here should fit. Oh, I think I might have gone a bit big. I've gone a bit big there. I'm going to cut that down a little bit. That looks a little bit big, doesn't it? Is yours a bit big?
Yeah, mine's, so it was 4.25 by 3.5.
I know, I'm going to go a little bit smaller.
3.5.
I might have written down those instructions a little bit wrong. I'm going to go, where am I going to go? What am I going to do? I'm going to go, let's go 3.7, let's go 3.5. Can I fit it on 3.5? Yes, I'm going to go 3.5 by, I'm changing this as I go. By 3.
You're making it up as you go along.
I am. And that, yeah. So if that's 3, this one wants to be 3.25. I will adjust my measurement on here. What did I say that was? 3. What was that? That was 3.5. So this wants to be 3.75. There we go. No. Yes, that's right. There we go. That fits.
So that was 3 and
so my orange one is 3.75 by 3.25.
Okay.
Let me write that on here so that when I take the picture to put it online, I've got the right measurement. So my orange piece was 3.75. What did I say?
3.75 by 3.25.
3.25. Yeah.
Yep.
And then my cream one was
3.5.
No, 2.7, 2.25.
Yeah.
So 2.75. Sorry, 2.75 by 3.25.
3.25. Okay, I'm going to trim mine.
And then that fits on there. I'll just double check. And then pop those two together. That doesn't sound right. I'm not happy with that. That can't be right. So it should be, I'm working that backwards. So it should be 3.5 by 3. 3.5 by 3 is going to be better. That must be it. I must be measuring it wrong.
For the cream or the white?
The cream. The cream. 3.5 by 3. 3.5 by 3. It's got to be. It's got to be to fit on the next one if it's gone down by 1/4 inch. I should have just done it that way. I know how to go down by 1/2 inch increments. I just seem to forget for a minute. And then I'm going to pop that one onto here, and I'm just going to pop it. Yeah, you see, that fits perfectly. Where did I get those measurements from? I've not a clue. Not a clue. Because I normally write everything down as I go along. Right, now, the purpose of doing this is to secure our ribbon.
Okay.
So I've got some ribbon, just a piece of cream ribbon. I haven't measured it, but just so if anybody, it's actually 36 inch. My piece is 36 inches, but that's pure fluke. Pure fluke. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some red liner tape, and I'm going to pop it, making sure I get the centre. I'm going to pop it. I'm going to put a piece about, let's see, I'm going to go 4 inches long, and I'm going to pop it in the centre. No, not going to go 4 inches, I'm going to go 3 inches. I'm going to go 3 inches, that's there. And I'm going to pop it up the centre of my little bag. There we go, just like that. Can you see? Just like that.
Okay.
There you go, sorry. Then I'm going to come, I haven't taken it off, I'm going to come round across the bottom, nice and square, and then I'm going to pop it on the other side for approximately 3 inches. I'm not going to get too hung up on measurements on this. This is just to secure the ribbon down. Oh, I'm struggling with this pair of scissors, right. So once I've got that down, I can take the backing off my red liner. Not the easiest thing to do. I'm going to do half of it at a time. And then I'm just going to stick the ribbon on, making sure I've got it halfway. Does that make sense? You can take that off there. There's the middle. And I'm just going to pop it over the top of that red liner. No one's going to see it then, but my ribbon is not going to go anywhere. So that's going to go there. And then, there we go. It's on the other side as well. Okay. There we go, all the way around. So we can lift that up to the top. Just put that up there. And then I'm going to stick my panel on. So can you see that now goes over the top of your ribbon?
Oh, yes.
I'm going to do that with tape. You could do this with red liner. It's entirely up to you. I'm just popping that on to there. Let's come about there, I think. There we go. And then you've got lots of pieces left over. You should have quite a few pieces left over. And just pack it as full as you can. So we can just, so you see this bit, I don't like this bit, because this is the bit where you can put it behind the end of your card.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to cover that, and I'm going to make it as decorative as I can. I've still got a sentiment left. If you remember, I put one to one side. So I'm going to stick that eventually just here. I've got some flowers, some more flower bits. I've got a couple of, I've got quite a few butterflies left here. There was a lot of butterflies in that sheet, wasn't there?
I'm amazed about how much you get in here. You know, we really have made sure that you've got plenty of... there's never going to be a situation where you go, I haven't quite got enough embellishments. You're going to have absolutely tons left.
Yeah.
I remember this is just from one of the panels that's in there, or one of the sets of panels.
So what I would recommend is you have some sort of an envelope or a clear bag or something, and you keep it with them, and then you can be putting all your spare bits in, because you are gonna end up with spare bits.
Yeah.
I mean, I did one this morning, and I've got a lot of spare bits left under here from when I did that this morning. So yeah, make sure you keep all of the spare bits around so that you can, you know, keep them and use them, and then if you want to decorate the envelope, because I don't think we've really even mentioned, you will get the envelopes.
Oh yes, yeah, we've almost forgotten about that, haven't we?
Yes. In the card kit there are 20 envelopes, because obviously it makes 20 cards. So, oops, that's come off. Why did that come off? So we can pop that back on. There we go. I pulled that off. Just keep adding all of your elements on just there, and I want to raise that bit up here. So I'm going to put a nice big blob of 3D glue under the sentiment. Now, if I was doing this at home, I would be leaving bits to dry. If I'm using this 3D glue, I would be, giving it drying time. But obviously, to do the craft along, we don't really have the luxury of drying time. But if you're doing this at a later date, then use your hot glue if you'd rather, or give it a little bit of time for bits and pieces to dry. Yeah, it needs to be done. And then I can put my gorgeous butterflies on. Let's put one coming across here. Let's put a little flower, I like that one. And put a little flower down there.
You can just keep going on, can't you? And adding,
oh yeah,
adding
you've got to at some point say
enough's
stop.
enough.
Yeah. I think all I've got left. Oh, I've just seen a couple of flowers up there. I'm going to put that butterfly on. I've got one butterfly, 2 flowers, and those 2 little strip sentiments, because they didn't really work with what I'd put on. There we go. And that is it. That is all I have got left. I've got that, and I've got 2 of those. Look at that. That's not much left out of that sheet.
No, not at all.
But everything else has gone on.
That's beautiful.
And then I would say, just leave that. If yours come out all right, are you happy with yours?
Yeah, I'm all right with mine. Yeah,
and then all we need to do is lift, oops, one of my flowers has just popped off. Let me slide that back in. This is why I was saying you would leave things to dry.
Yeah.
Open up your bag. You've just got to do it gently because you've concertinaed everything and you possibly haven't opened it up since you concertinaed it. Pop that in there, open that up, and it should open up nicely. Oh, I've lost that same flower again. There we go. And then your card is going to go, oh, that's my original one. Here's my new one. Let's pop that into here. Let's close that up. There we go. Oh, I've lost the butterfly. That now is just going to slide nicely into there. Oh, I'm losing everything off
yeah,
the
me
front.
too. I think, like you say, you know, if
Just
you were
be
doing it at
careful.
home, you let everything dry.
You would.
Wouldn't you?
I can pop it back on. Concertina everything back down. And then what you want to do, because I just want to show you this bit in the middle, is once you've concertinaed it down, concertina it down to there. And then, using your fingers, give it a twist. Because what you want to do is you want to sort of make a fan at the top.
Okay.
And then all you do is tie your ribbon, let it pull it down. Sometimes it might, this is where you sometimes could do with a friend. Pop that through there.
A third hand, a craft hand is what you need.
Yeah. Or a ruler in your mouth. I've done that more than once. Put that on there. And there.
So Charlotte uses her feet.
There you go.
Can you feed yourself with your feet? No? Yeah, I think you're right. You need another hand. Where's John when you need them?
I don't know. I've not seen him for a while.
I've not seen him.
Has he gone home? There we go. And then we can pop that on there. Oops. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a little bit of hot glue just so that I can show you the finished result. Oh, we've got a glue stick there. It's got some in. Let me put a little bit of hot glue on there just so that it sticks for tonight. Pop that on to there, just like that. There we go. You see, where there's a will, there's a way. We can always do it.
You're right, Charlotte. I could use my feet here.
There we go.
But,
and that then pops onto there. And oops, I just pushed that over. There we go. That will fan up like that. And there is our beautiful bag. And inside is our gorgeous concertina card.
That is amazing. Love that.
Look at yours. Look at your lovely bow on the front.
Oh, I need to trim. I need to trim my ribbons. I need to trim my ends.
That's fine.
But, I've loved doing this, and I love that effect with that little concertina at the top. I think that looks really, really pretty.
Yeah.
A nice idea of doing something a little bit different, and actually, you know, being able to use all of that paper, being able to use the whole of that sheet.
Yeah.
Without any wastage. That's brilliant. I love that. Yeah. Oh my goodness, I've really enjoyed doing this.
Good, I'm glad. Thank you.
Lots of people are loving this. Stephanie says, this is so pretty. Sharon says, I'm loving this craft along. I'm saving it for later projects. I think there are so many things you could do. And I love the idea of being able to do a little card, you know, maybe a few sweets inside the little bag. And you're giving it as an actual
different
gift.
to a box. I've done boxes and I've done envelopes. I've done those so many times. So I just thought a little bag just made it a little
a bit different.
Look.
Oh, that's absolutely true. We need to vote for demo of the day, don't we?
Shall I bring you this one over? Because
Yes.
you've got the other two.
Yep.
There we go. You might just need to hold that one. Be careful because it's still a bit wet.
It's still a bit sticky.
Still a bit sticky.
Okay. So we have, I can't even remember which way round.
Watering can
I think
was
this
one.
watering can was number one, wasn't it? So you can see I'm a messy crafter. Look at the state of my desk. So this is number one. This is a number two from Colour Me Happy. And then the final one is this beautiful craft along. So obviously you've got that little card inside, but you've also got that beautiful bag in there as well. So 1, 2, or 3. Go and get your votes in. I think that's just been lovely. It's been such a wonderful thing to make. Jessica said she's a beautiful card and bag. Susan Griffith says a gorgeous project, Corrine and Becky. And Linda says, great demo, thanks. I think it's really pretty. And there are so many. Just remember, that is just one of the colourways. So there are 5 different colourways in there?
Yes, there are. So we have a look. Should we have a look at what you're going to get? Now, this one's mine, so we've not got many oranges left. So when it arrives, you are going to get... Let me find this. You're going to find in the pack, you're going to find 20 envelopes. Now, the envelopes are, I think they're 6, they are just over the 6 by 6, so they're about 6 1/4 by 6 1/4. And into those will fit perfectly your cascading card kits. So you're going to get the gorgeous peach, you're going to get your left and your right. You're going to get this beautiful teal and pink. Would you call that teal? It is teal, isn't it?
And I think that is my favourite colourway.
Yeah.
That is to me, that's wandering around the gardens in Bridgerton in the moonlight.
Okay.
That's what that
Is that what comes to your mind?
Yes.
That's what comes to your mind. That's perfect. I mean, and look at this, completely different flowers. So they've not used, what I love about this is they've not used the same dye form so that and just coloured them different. Because I've seen kits before where if you look at the peach and you look at the teal and then you look at the lilac, it's exactly the same, but just different colours.
Yeah.
These are different shapes. These are completely different. So that's your teal. Then you're going to get this lovely vibrant yellow. And again, you're always getting your left and your right. We're going more into our hexagon shapes. Look at that, you get the little honey pot. These are beautiful. You always get the back one, and then, you know, you've got swags and everything there. You've got the magenta and yellow, which is such a bright combination. Again, everything's different, different sentiments. And then finally, you're going to get your lilacs, which again is really, really pretty. And every time you look at these, I'm sure you can think of a paper stash within your collection if you want to match them up and do something a bit like I've been doing. Or you're thinking, well, I'm going to have lots of bits left over. What card stock am I going to be able to use it with? You're going to be able to find so much. So you're going to get 20 pairs, 40 sheets. 40 sheets. We think it's about 250 GSM and your 20 envelopes in this. All in all, 856 elements. Oh, and to forget to say, the bit that wraps around it is also your instruction sheet as well.
Oh, okay. And with obviously we were talking a lot about the butterflies that come with it. Yep. Does each design have different kinds of embellishments on it?
Yes, they are completely different.
Got like a hummingbird on it,
So this one is butterflies and bows.
Yep.
This one is much more just different flowers, a lot more foliage on this one. Right. But you've got like these faux diamantes on there. The lilac, oh yes, there you go, you spotted the hummingbird, and a different style of butterfly. Look, you've got different angles, completely different. Oh, that's the same side. So there we go, left and right. Yeah, a lot of different florals. Yep. One of these little tags that you can put your ribbons in. But yeah, isn't that hummingbird beautiful? And then the magenta one, if we look at the two sides, that's all about the florals.
Yep.
And again, you've got, look at that, you've got pennants and everything. And then on the yellow, you've got loads of lovely little bees.
Oh, so honey pots. That beautiful collection.
Yes.
That would work really well.
A couple of little honey pots, different sentiments, and gorgeous swags as well. So every one is completely, completely different. So I think that's just a lovely, lovely kit. 5 colourways, you make 4 cards, so you get 8 sheets in each colourway, making your 40 sheets in total.
Fantastic.
It's
really
a lot,
lovely.
isn't it?
Yeah, it is a lot, absolutely. Now we've got the voting. Can you guess which one it was?
I think it might be number... I don't know. If I look... 1.
Do you think it's number 1?
Yeah.
So this is number 1, wasn't it? What about you, Charlotte? What do you reckon? You reckon 2? Well, I reckon 3. And guess who's right?
You.
Me! This was the winner. I am not surprised because this is so beautiful, so pretty, and such a great idea that I think lots of people are going to be able to adapt, not just using with this particular cascading card die, cards, but you can adapt the bags. The whole idea of doing this cascading cards within a gatefold card, I think, is absolutely brilliant. So well done, demo of the day, this one here. I do hope you've all enjoyed watching the craft along. I've enjoyed the craft along. I've made a huge mess down here. You do not want to see it.
Oh, I didn't give you a bin, did I?
No, I haven't got a bin.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. It's just all over the floor.
Okay.
It's all over the floor. I've also found that I've trodden on glue and some flowers, so I've got flowers on my shoe. But I think that's quite a nice way to be. So I hope you've all enjoyed that. Now, Corrine and I are going to be back tomorrow. We're here all day tomorrow. What have we got? We've got masterclass and we're doing pop-out.
We've got kinetic cards.
Yep.
Pop-out kinetic cards in the morning. Then we've got a first look at some new embossing folders and dies.
Exciting.
And then we're going to do a second chance Sunday. So it's
Lovely.
all about your favourites for the week. If you've got a favourite from the week, then send us a message and let us know what it is. What's your favourite collection that you've seen all week, or dies, embossing folders, kits, whatever?
Yeah.
We'd love to know.
Yeah, and we'd love to know what you're making as well. So if you've been tidying up your craft room, did you stop and did you decide actually, oh, I've found something that I really like to make, like I do, and then get distracted and then forget about the tidying and carrying on with your crafting. So we do always like to hear what you're crafting as well. We do hope you've enjoyed today. I hope you have a lovely Saturday night going out. Corrine and I going out, partying. Karaoke,
really?
Yeah.
Oh, karaoke.
Karaoke. I think we might just do karaoke in the house.
Okay, she's not heard me sing, clearly.
No, we'll sing in the car on the way home.
Okay, we'll sing in the car home.
But we're going to go home. We'll be back here bright-eyed and bushy-tailed because there'll be no wine or gin involved in later on when we're singing. So have a lovely evening and we will see you all tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.